family of 7 was woken from their sleep and told to pack their belongings quickly. They were told they were being moved to safety. What they walked into was not safety. It was the last room they would ever enter.
To understand how the most powerful royal family in history ended up in that basement, we have to go back 3 centuries and then trace the single thread that unraveled all of it. That thread was not revolution. It was a family that never saw what was coming.
The Romanov dynasty had ruled Russia for exactly 304 years when Nicholas II came to the throne in 1894. He ruled 1/6 of the entire surface of the earth. He commanded the largest army in the world. He lived in palaces so large that entire wings were never entered for years at a time. But Nicholas was not built for what history was about to ask of him. His own advisors described him as kind, gentle, devoted to his family, and completely unsuited to ruling an empire in crisis. Russia in the early 1900s was fracturing. A catastrophic defeat in the Russo-Japanese War of 1905 had shattered the myth of Russian military power. Then came World War I, and Russia was not ready. By 1917, the war had taken 2 million Russian lives. Food had run out in the cities. Soldiers were laying down their rifles and walking home from the front. In February 1917, the revolution came. Not quietly. Nicholas abdicated the throne on March 2nd, 1917. He signed away 304 years of Romanov rule on a single piece of paper. He thought his family would be safe. He was wrong. For the next 14 months, the Romanovs were moved from house to house under armed guard, each location smaller than the last, each with fewer freedoms than the one before. In April 1918, they were taken to Yekaterinburg in the Ural Mountains, to a merchant's house that the Bolsheviks had renamed the House of Special Purpose. The windows were painted over so the family could not see outside. A high fence was built around the perimeter so no one could see in. The family was allowed 1 hour of exercise in the enclosed garden each day. They played cards, they read, they prayed, and they waited, not knowing for what. In late June 1918, letters began arriving at the house. Written in French, they claimed to be from a group of loyal officers planning a rescue. The family wrote back. They described the layout of the house. They described the guards' routines. What they did not know was that every letter had been written by the Bolsheviks themselves. It was a fabrication designed to give the authorities justification to act. The decision was made in Moscow. The Romanov family would not leave Yekaterinburg alive. On the evening of July 16, 1918, Yakov Yurovsky, the commander of the guard, began distributing specific assignments to his men.
Several of the guards refused their assignments when they understood what was being asked of them. They had been talking to the daughters for months. They had come to know them. The squad was reduced and reorganized. At midnight, Dr. Botkin, the family physician who had chosen to stay with them rather than leave, was woken
and told the family must prepare to move immediately. He went from room to room, waking each family member. The family dressed quickly. Alexandra asked for chairs to be brought because her son Alexei was too ill to stand for long. 2 chairs were placed in the center of the small basement room. The family was arranged in 2 rows. They were told the photograph was being taken to prove to the outside world that they were still alive.
They stood and waited. Yurovsky entered the room. He read from a document. He declared that the Ural Soviet had ordered the family's fate to be carried out. Nicholas turned to his family. He had just enough time to say one word. The lights in the basement went out. When it was over, 11 people had entered that room, and none of them walked out. The Bolshevik government said nothing publicly for 3 days. When they finally spoke, they announced only that Nicholas had been executed.
They said nothing about the rest of the family. The world was left to wonder. The bodies were taken to a forest outside Yekaterinburg. The Bolsheviks tried to destroy the evidence. They used acid. They tried to burn what remained. The effort was chaotic, rushed, and incomplete. 2 of the family members were buried in a completely separate location from the others, deliberately, to make discovery harder.
The Soviet government did not speak of what had happened for decades. In 1977, on the orders of the Politburo, the Apatiev house itself was demolished. They wanted no monument, no pilgrim destination, no reminder. In 1979, 2 local amateur historians named Gili Ryabov and Alexander Avdonin quietly excavated a patch of forest outside the city. They had spent years following fragmented documents, contradictory witness accounts, and rumors no official would confirm. They found the grave. They recorded what they found.
And then, knowing the danger of what they had discovered in a still Soviet Russia, they reburied everything and kept silent for 12 years. It was only after the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991 that they came forward. The grave was officially excavated. The remains were identified using DNA. In 1994, the identities were confirmed. The Romanov family. But 2 family members were still missing from the grave. For 13 more years, the question of where they were remained open. In 2007, a second grave was found in the same forest.
The remaining family members had been buried separately, just as the original account had suggested. DNA confirmed their identities in 2009. In 2000, the Russian Orthodox Church canonized the Romanov family as passion bearers. A church now stands on the exact ground where the Ipatiev house was demolished to prevent remembrance. Every year, thousands of pilgrims walk to that place on the night of July 16th. They walk the route the family walked, down the stairs, into the basement.
And they stand in silence in the room where a family stood in 2 rows and waited for a photograph. 300 years of an empire ended in a room that size. History does not always end with a battle or a treaty. Sometimes it ends in a basement, at midnight, without warning. Stay with us for more stories history tried to bury.